Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Growth Mastery. This is Coach Anip Khan and today's video is gonna be the first date after your ex comes back. How to operate there and how to manage the first date questions and the history that comes along with it. So all these things I'm gonna cover with you guys. The important thing to remember is once you're for this, obviously you should also see my previous videos, but I'm gonna just briefly revise it so you get along easily with the whole scenario. So the teaching that I am giving in this channel is, and that has worked for me over the years, is once your ex leaves you unilaterally, breaks up with you, and it is not your idea, you want to stay in the relationship, but she leaves you by making the decision by herself, the idea of her leaving you unilaterally are not, let's say, the decision not being from the both of you. It's an exclusive decision she made by herself, makes you prone or makes you to not chase her. First of all, not text her. Just from this point onward, you tell her, the first thing that you tell her is, okay, this is not what I want to be with you. So if you change your mind, get in touch. That's the only thing you can do and you have to do, and nothing else you need to do. From this point onward, the only problem you have is you. She is no more your problem. You have to focus on you in every single direction. So you have to become the person that she fell in love with. And obviously there are some things that you have done that's in some way, shape or form turned her off and had to leave you. So you have to become that person again. So you focus on your fitness, you focus on your career, you focus on your mission and purpose in life, and that is the only concern and issues and problems you will have to deal with from now on. Obviously now, as a man, you will want to forget the memories that and the identity that you have had with your ex, to forget that, because as long as you are still stuck with that and that vibrational energy is still there, she's not going to come back, because she knows that she has you. It was her idea, she left you, she knows she has you. She knows that whenever you come back, you will still want to get her back. So you have to come to a point where that vibrational energy of you wanting her dissipates, it disappears. So how do you overcome that? First of all, my teachings are about you become a better version of yourself. And once you become a better version of yourself, you will feel like you're worthy of having a better girl for yourself. And once you become that person, once you work on yourself, once you grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, overall, the growth that you obtain will obviously dissipate the vibrational energy or your connection with your ex, and that's where she will come back. How many times have you heard, whenever you meet someone else, your ex starts to text you, she starts to think about you, all these things, and she reaches out. That's this vibrational energy dissipate, the other person start to feel it. We are all vibrationally connected to each other. So that's what I want to tell you. When she reaches out, and in case you still want to be with your ex, you have to come to a point where whenever she reaches out to you, this will be very good for you, that you are already seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 other girls. The more abundance you have, the better you will operate on the first date after the breakup. Now let's say she texted you, and since my teachings are, once your ex texts you, she has to come to you for the first 2 dates to your place. So you set a date, she reaches out to you, hey, how you been doing, happy, let's say, Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy Thanksgiving, or happy birthday, whatever shape or form she reaches out to you. You assume she wants to see you. So you set a date by saying, hey Jessica, great to hear from you. I'm doing great, thanks for your wishes, hope you're doing well. Let's meet up for a dinner at my place. What do you say? This time, what do you say? Let's meet up for a dinner for I'm kind of in a rush. Let's meet up for dinner this week. When do you have time? Anything that is direct and to the point. The number one issues men have is they don't get to the point, and that's where women complain. Where are all the real men? Because they operate in a female behavior, like they're like beating behind the bushes, not getting to the point. So I want you to get to the point directly, laser beam. Within first 5 to 10 minutes you set the date. Obviously she texts you happy birthday blah blah blah, you can say thank you very much for the great wishes, and I'm glad to hear from you. How are you doing? Blah blah blah. She replies blah blah blah. And then second and third date you can get to the point. But personally, what I would do is I would directly get to the point, and I will shape the message in a way that is directly indicating that I'm not in the same mindset that you have left me in. So let's say then she agrees and she's like, yeah, sounds good. Then you obviously, okay, great, I'm looking forward to seeing you at 7 p.m. At this place. So obviously you have to say the address and all these things you have to indicate and you have to mention. Then the only thing you will have to do from this point onward is, let's say you have invited her, she's coming for dinner, you brought some chicken wings, chicken breast, whatever, is when she reaches out to you and she comes to your place, you only have to open the door for her, nothing else. You don't take her out at all for the first 2 to 3 dates minimum. She left you, it was her idea, she has to win you. Now if she comes back and wants to directly connect and be in the relationship, no freaking way you agree to that, even if you are not seeing another girl. But I will highly recommend that by this point you are seeing one or two other girls. Let's say she wants to get together, you have to tell her that unfortunately right now I'm seeing a couple other 2 or 3 other people, and I really like hanging out with you, but I have to see you. I don't want to repeat the same mistake. I want to first see where this goes. I'm having great fun with you, and I really would like to see you actually, but I need some time. And then the mindset you continue. She has to work on you. And then you decide, is it really worth it to go through all this trouble again? And most likely 90 to 95% of the time your mindset will tell you that the things that made you fall off love with her, and that's why you weren't doing things that you were supposed to do, which in turn made her fall off love with you and she had to leave you, most likely those things will still be there. She will still be doing those things, because 99% of the people, they, especially when it comes to, and that's kind of shame, but they jump from one tree to another. They're like this, in Spanish terminology, they're like the Tarzan terminology, or monkey branching, so to say. And that's because they don't learn from their failures, and that's a kind of shame. So most likely she's gonna repeat those things, but not all girls are the same. This is obviously true for majority of the people, but not for all of them. So in case you observe and you feel like, okay, there is obviously not repetition of the same things or the same mistake that turned you off, then obviously you can give her a chance. But in case she's repeating those things, you will observe that over the several weeks that you will date her. Now let's say there is a first date with your ex. What kind of questions you can ask and what kind of things you can discuss with her, because there is a huge obviously history, even if it's for 5 to 6 months or for 1 to 2 years or 3 to 5 years, the emotional connection you have, especially if she comes back to you, there has been some sort of history, and that history, she probably will bring some questions, some memories, and also she might also talk to you that I've been seeing this guy and this guy and this guy. And in case those conversations come, let's say she says that I'm also seeing 1 or 2 guys, so your response in this to kind of situation is always gonna be, oh, don't worry about it, he can keep you busy when you're not with me. That's your approach, and it has to come from your mindset that is totally in alliance. Because if you are not seeing other people, or not other girls, for instance, in this case, you will emotionally react, and that might indicate to her that you are weak. So women are very intuitive in this regard. So you better have the mindset that It does not shake you, it does not perturb you. And if you operate that way, more often than not, women, that's the mindset that they have been designed by nature, is that they want to be with a guy who is like a challenge, who is like danger, but at the same time also operating like treating her like a gentleman. So he's a gentleman on the dates. Obviously, you will be present, you will be listening to her, asking quality questions, staying the present, and being obviously there as one danger but nice human being who is a complete who is completely there for her. So you ask questions like how you've been doing, what's up with you recently, what's new in your life, all these things. If there are some memories that were good, you can also bring that, but don't talk about future, don't talk about past that was bad. And all these things, when you do, you have been a gentleman. Imagine James Bond being on a date with a woman. Do you really think he will emotionally react being goo goo gaga over a girl? That will never happen. So you have to have the mindset of a James Bond, like being flirtatious but at the same time being kind, yeah, being a dangerous human being. You are there to protect her, but at the same time you are aloof from whatever the test or the reaction or the whatever she's doing. It does not dissipate you or diminish you in any way, shape or form. So you ask quality questions by how you've been, what are your new goals, what are you up to these days, great, how are your parents, did you do this thing and this, blah blah blah. And when she tells you about something, then you ask quality questions within that thing. So you stay in the present moment. Don't talk politics, don't talk religion, don't talk bad about other people. This is a very, especially treat the people that are serving you, like the waiter, with respect, because most women have been in this industry, and you should understand that this is a very tough job. So be nice to older people, be kind to children, be a gentleman, good human being, but at the same time take care of your physical health. Be, for instance, focus oriented towards your mission and purpose in life. And when you are doing these things, and when you have your shit together, and you see your ex in this way, shape or form, and obviously you have to have hobbies that really occupies your mind, because women don't want to be in your head all the time. This is the one thing that women don't like, is when she's all the time in your mind. They might seem or act like they want to be, but actually when you do that, it turns them off. They want to be a complement to your life. You have to have a fulfilled life, and she just wants to be a part of that journey that you have, and will be your biggest cheerleader. So you want to be the person under whom bus she can be, for instance, a passenger, and then she wants to be on your fun-filled journey. So become that person, and then on the date, never talk about future. Don't talk about past if it's the associating bad memories with the past. And in case she throws up a relationship topic again, since she broke up with you, it has to be her idea again to win you over, so you don't fall into or give your heart so easily. You have to understand that this can happen again. A cheater will always be a cheater, a liar will always be a liar. So you have to understand that you don't want to go to the same path that you went through and burned yourself. People never change. That's my experience. They can only become a better version of themselves, but I have over the years experienced that people never change. They only, especially, and the grit of changing or becoming a better version of yourself is also in only 2 to 3% of people. So you better choose the partner for your life very, very carefully, and especially in your ex case with females. If she dumped you when your ship was sinking, for instance, you were not feeling well, or your personal or professional life was shady and all these things, and it turned her off and wasn't supportive enough, that's not the kind of person that you want to be with her, for the longer term anyway, because you need a person who is supportive and who really lifts you up and is there for you when you are, for instance, in a shady situation. So whatever you did that you feel like wasn't worthy of her leaving, that you got, for instance, dumped for, then you better listen to yourself and don't fall in for that trap again. So I hope this video was of value to you, If it was, then do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and share my channel with other friends and family members. I'm sure that this video and most of my videos from the past will help them as well. In any situation, stay tuned for my upcoming videos. I will see you in the next video.